Where do you genuinely get the money from? Let me start by saying, before you guys all cope in my comments, you can afford anything, just not everything, right? That's a quote in life, but it's honestly not just about money. Like you can do anything you want in life. You just can't do everything. And the whole point I'm trying to make, or the whole point this quote is trying to make, is with enough focus, anything is possible. Okay, so don't try to put it on the fact I'm from the States and I have a job that pays a US salary. That definitely does help, yes. But when you look at my life, for the last 6 years since I've discovered badminton, it's been the only thing I've cared about, honestly, right? It's the only thing I've spent money on, right? This is why I was able to go to Bantangjord. And then I moved to Korea to train. And then the Philippines was honestly a mistake, but that's for another day. And then here in Malaysia, right? I go to all these countries, and even in the States, I went from Bantangjord, I went to North Carolina and trained there for a little bit. And all these states, all I spent my money on was training and equipment. And then, of course, like food and rent and whatever. But I didn't go out like on vacation and ball at nice hotels. I didn't, spend money on like designer brand stuff. I mean, I did, but that's because of crypto, and that's again another story. That's besides the point. But outside of those like very few outlier events, besides like badminton equipment and training and other expenses, I live pretty like frugally. Like I cook most of my meals. I live in low what's the word I'm looking for here? Cost of living countries to save money, because again my focus is badminton. Okay, and now we're gonna address the second part of this, which is like, well, we didn't come from a rich country. Like it's easy for you to say that, blah blah blah. What about if you live in the Philippines? You're telling me that just because you're in the Philippines, you can't get a 1000Z? I see so many fucking rich kids on court, kids that can't clear from back to back, that their lifts are half court, that they're half my size, and their rich mom or their rich dad, right, bought them one, a real one. So, if all you want is a 1000Z, like, it's not that hard to find. And even if you had to buy one for yourself, right, the minimum full time income in the Philippines is I think 18 or 20K or something like that, and then you can buy a 1000Z probably between like 12 to 15K, right? So you save up, like, how depends on how badly you want. If you live with your parents, you can save up your entire paycheck. You could buy a 1000Z once every month, right? If you have to, support yourself, and maybe, excuse me, you have to can only save like 3K a month, then obviously that's what you could only buy three a year, or two a year, or something like that. So, um, even and sorry, the 1000Z has been out for what, 2 or 3 years now, so that's already 6 rackets. If that's all you focused on, right? Obviously, it's not 15, and obviously there is no, limited edition one. But you can see that, like, how it's just about focus. It's about like what do you want, right? The people, like, majority of people are gonna watch this video and they're just gonna cry in the comments and say like you're out of touch, you're elitist, or you're rich, you can't understand us, right? And those are the people that want to be the victim and want to play the victim card. I'm not trying to talk to them. I'm trying to talk to the people that genuinely don't have this concept, like the small minority that understand what I'm trying to say about focus and about channeling your energy to achieve what you want in life. You're going to appreciate and you're going to understand where I'm coming from. And to y'all, like, y'all can do whatever you want in life. You really can. It doesn't matter where you're from, right? For some of y'all, it might be harder, and for some of y'all, it might be easier, depending on where you're from. What other unfair advantages the genetic lottery gave you. Are you a nepo baby, whatever. But regardless, you work hard enough over a long enough time period, you can get whatever you want. If you really wanted a white 1000Z, even if you're from the Philippines, you could find a way to get it, right? If you really wanted to have 10 1000Zs for whatever reason, you're going to find a way to get it, right? It might not be tomorrow, but it might be next year, or the next 5 years, or whenever, right? So, yeah, that's how you get money. Okay, bye.